Good morning, everybody. We're going to go over the morning mobility routine we call controlled articular rotations or morning cars. We're going to start with the head, neck, and work our way down. We're going to start standing with our chin in line with our sternum and navel. Now, you should be immovable. So if someone were to try to push you over, you'd be standing still. From here, what we're going to do is squeeze the fist, squeeze the whole body. This is called irradiation. So spread the floor apart with the feet, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core. Squeeze the chest and back, squeeze the arms, and then from here what we're going to do is drop the chin. We're going to slowly look over the shoulder, rotate the neck, bend the ear into the shoulder, extend the head back, rotate and look over the other side of the shoulder and bend, drop the ear to the shoulder, and then we're going to scrape the chin across the collarbone. And that would be one circle. We're going to continue one more circle. Go over the shoulder, look back, all the way up, look over the other shoulder, drop the chin down, keep the body still. Let's go the other way. Flex, rotate, bend, extend back, look up and back, over the shoulder, drop the ear, chin drops all the way down. One more rotation. Bend, extend, don't move your body, rotate, bend, flex down, and complete. So that's 2 rotations one way, 2 rotations the other way. Next, we're going to do the thoracic spine. So we're going to bring the hands across the chest. Feet are going to be wide here, or you can bring the feet underneath the shoulders or sit down. From here, what we're going to do is just control the thoracic spine. So that is from here to about here. So just from the shoulder to about the mid-belly. And so the upper back will flex down. This would be using the lower back and the hips. This would be using just the thoracic spine. And then from here, we're going to rotate like we did with the neck, and like the neck bend, and like the neck extend back. Rotate, bend into the side, and then flex down. So that's one rotation. One more, rotate, drop the shoulder to the hip, extend back, rotate, bend into the side, and flex forward. Let's rotate 2 times the other way. Here we go. Rotate, bend, extend, rotate, bend, flex down. One more. Rotate, bend, extend, rotate, bend, flex down. Good. All right. Now for the scapula. Scapula is set in the wing bones or behind the shoulders here. They connect the glenohumeral into the socket and also serve as elevation, depression, retraction, and protraction. So we're going to perform those movements. We're going to stay as still as possible, standing or seated. Only thing we can do is go up and down with the fingers. So try not to go forward or back, because that would be flexion and extension. From here, what we're going to do is irradiate 30 to 50%. Elevation, try not to bring the chin forward. Retraction, depression, protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. That was 2 circles. Go the other way. Retraction, elevation, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, and down. We're going to try the same thing. Squeeze the fists. Hands are out in front of the shoulders. Then out about 10 degrees. From here, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, and forward, and then back, up, forward, and down, back, up, forward, and down. Just try to keep your elbows straight. If you felt like your elbows were bending, pause it and try it again. All right, now we're going to move to the glenohumeral, or the shoulder. So where the humerus meets the scapula, we're going to flex. You can be in a kneeling position like I am here. You can also be in a standing position like this, or you can be in a seated position. So pick whatever you'd like. If I'm moving this arm, I want the opposite or contralateral leg forward. I'm going to go into flexion to start, squeeze the opposite hand, and then from here, squeezing the fist, I'm going to axially rotate the whole arm together. Axially rotating the whole arm together, so I'm not just using the forearm, I'm actually using the whole unit together. So that's why I have to squeeze the bicep and tricep, otherwise I'm just using the forearm. So from here, I'm not going to use my scapula, so I want to make sure I'm elevating. So set that scapula in a neutral position, flex the shoulder, and then from here, internally rotate. So internally rotate or axially rotate inward, reach back. Keep axially rotating as you extend. Keep axially rotating. Try to create the biggest circle you can. Try not to elevate at the shoulder or at the scapula. Keep internally rotating till the back of the hand meets the side. That is half of rep 1. Extend, externally rotate, or axially rotate outward. Reach back, create that big circle, draw it all the way up, across the body, and down. Okay? You can also go to a kneeling position or a collapsed kneeling position. I'm going to go to a kneeling position for the next one. Flexion, internal rotation, draw that circle, and then extension, unwind, reach back, all the way around across the body, and forward. Okay, now I'm going to switch sides. Okay, so whether you're standing or seated or kneeling or half kneeling, flexion, squeeze the opposite side, internal rotation all the way to extension, and then extension, external rotation, all the way to flexion across the body and down. Flexion, internal rotation all the way to extension, extension, external rotation all the way to flexion across the body and down. All right, now for the elbows. I'm going to go to a kneeling position. You can do this standing or seated or in a half kneeling position, your choice. So from here, elbows are extended. I'm going to radiate, squeeze the bicep, tricep, squeeze the core. I'm already irradiating here because I'm in a pretty active position being in this kneeling position. So I can press into the ground if I want. I can also squeeze the hamstrings to create some more irradiation. So squeeze the whole body here. From here, we're going to flex at the elbow. Try not to flex or extend the wrist all the way. Then we're going to pronate, or turn the palms forward, and then extend. And now we're going to supinate, turn the palms up, flex at the elbow, pronate, and then we're going to push down, pretend that we're pushing through thick fluid here. And then from here, we're going to flex, supinate, palms up, and then extend, pronate, flex, supinate, extend. You can also try that with the elbows teed. You can do that with elbows or shoulders externally rotated, flex the elbow, and then we're going to pronate and then push, supinate, flex, pronate, extend, and then we're going to flex, supinate, extend, pronate, flex, supinate, extend. All right, now for the wrist. What we're going to do here is extend the wrist first so that the fingertips are facing down. We're going to pretend we're drawing around a clock here, just like this, okay? So what we're going to do is go ahead and bring the middle finger and pointer fingers down as far as possible. If we can, preferably we want to get that middle finger going straight down. Okay, from here what we're going to do is draw a circle inward with the fingers. So try not to let the elbow move when you do this. So we're going to bring just the fingers in toward the midline, and then you're going to flex the wrists. You're going to draw those fingers all the way out, all the way around and down, all the way in, all the way up, all the way out, all the way around let's go the other way, around and out, all the way up, all the way in, all the way down, out, all the way up, all the way in, all the way down. Now for more wrist stuff, you can also go into the cat and camel position, which we're going to do in a little bit, but you can also play with some lift-offs, leaning forward, lifting those fingers off, then slowly coming back and doing about 3 each side. So that's a opportunity for you. And then also for flexion, you can do some flexion holds without any pain, so don't push too hard. All right, so from here, cat cow or flexion extension. We're going to start with flexion of the entire spine from head to tail. From head to tail. From here, what I'm going to do is begin at the tail. I'm pushing forward with my hands right now to create irradiation, and then also pushing back with my knees and my feet. And now what I'm going to do is squeeze the ground with my core. And as I squeeze the ground with my core, I'm going to begin to tilt, anterior pelvic tilt at the hips. We'll begin to extend at the lumbar spine, and then extend at the thoracic spine. And then you'll slowly work your way up the thoracic spine all the way up to the head and neck. And then we're in a totally extended spinal position here. And now from here, squeeze the ground with the core, or the abs here. You should feel it tightly working here. And then from here, what we're going to do is push into the ground, and then begin at the head and neck. And thoracic spine will follow, followed by the lumbar spine. And then we'll work our way pushing into the ground around the back, and then we'll work our way from tail to spine to extension. Drop the core down and in, extend the lumbar all the way to the mid spine to the upper spine. And then a little bit quicker, go from tail to head. Good. Now for the hip, you can do it one of 3 ways. One, if you're standing, you can lean yourself against the wall and just actually rotate internal rotation of the hip to external rotation. Remember, your whole leg is a unit, just like the shoulder was. So actually rotating at the femur here into the hip. So actually rotate out and in. Okay, so that would be your job if you were standing. Now, if you are standing and have more ability to balance, what you can do is bring the leg into an external rotation and hip flexion position, and then we're going to abduct the hip, draw a big circle around all the way back. If you are in the quadruped position, it'll be the same cues and instruction: flexion, abduction, internal rotation to extension, extension, abduction to flexion. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate and cue you. I'm going to demonstrate and cue you using the standing version and a supported object. If you'd like option 1 or option 3 on the ground, then you can do that. Just listen to the directions. So from here, all I'm going to do is flex the hip and externally rotate the hip if possible. And then we're going to abduct the hip, internally rotate all the way to extension. Keep that knee locked, knee to knee. And then extension, abduction, all the way to flexion, around across the body. One more, abduction, internal rotation all the way around to extension, extension, abduction, flexion. Okay, other side. Here we go. Flexion to external rotation, abduction, internal rotation to extension, knee to knee, extension, abduction, external rotation to flexion, abduction, swing it around, internal rotation, and then back, control it, around all the way up, around and in front of the body. All right. Now for the knees, you can do this standing, so you can hold on to a barrier like this, and you can do it with your knee next to knee. You can also do this seated, just like this, okay, or you can do this on the mat. I'm going to do this on the mat. I'm going to wrap my arm underneath. I'm going to get a good grip here on my knee here. I'm going to hold on to my top of my knee with the opposite arm. I'm going to squeeze that into my chest and push that opposite knee into the ground. From here, I'm going to focus on my internal and external tibial rotation here. And then I'm going to start and lift the heel off the ground, extend, externally rotate, and then bend. In, flex, out, bend. In, extend, out, bend. And now we're going to keep it out. Extend, in, bend. Out, extend, in, and bend. Let's go to the other side. Externally rotate, extend, in, and down. Out, up, in, down, in and up, out and down, in and up, out and down. All right, for the ankles, going to stand up. You can do it if you're holding on to a barrier like this, or if you're seated, you can do it like this, and then if you're on the ground, you can hold on to the shin just like this. So from here, what we're going to do is point the toe down. We're going to go out, all the way out, up and in and down, all the way down, all the way out, all the way up, all the way in, all the way around and down, 2 times the other way, down and then up, up and out, out and down, all the way down and in, all the way up, up all the way out, around and down. All right, other ankle, point the foot down, in, all the way around and up and out all the way around and down, in, all the way up and around, up, out, all the way around and down, 2 times the other way, out, all the way up, and in, all the way around and down, out, all the way out and up and in, all the way around, all the way down. All right, now for the toes, you can do these standing, seated. If you're doing these standing, actually you want to do these either standing or you can do these seated, just like this. All right, so from here, we're going to bring all toes off the ground. We're going to try to separate all 10 toes. Hold here. All we're doing is separating all 10 toes. Try to keep the medial upper foot and outer foot and heel on the ground as you do this. And then from here, just bring the big toe up off the ground. If you can't do that, use your hands. Hold here 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now we're going to switch. Big toe down, small toes up. Hold here. If you can, try to separate the toes that are up. Hold here 10 seconds. And then from here, go ahead and switch. Maybe even try to piano pinky all the way to the second biggest toe. And then bring the biggest toe up. Hold here. Try not to bring the upper middle side of the foot off the ground. And then switch, big toe down. Try to separate all toes. Now go ahead and bring all toes off the ground. And then we're going to go piano, pinky all the way to big toe. Go pinky all the way to big toe. Two more. Pinky all the way. Big toe. One more. Pinky all the way to big toe. Alright, now for the kneecap. You can do this standing. You can bring your back against the wall. And you can do it like this. You can also do it seated like this. Or you can do it on the mat. Okay, so I'm going to do it on the mat. All I'm going to do is face one side, relax the leg whether you're standing, seated, or on the ground. And we're just going to push that kneecap or patella all the way around. We'll do about 5 each way, though, because this circle doesn't last long. And let's go ahead and switch, go the other way. All we're doing is moving the patella around in space, whether the entire leg relaxed. This is the only car that we do that is totally relaxed. So I like to end on this one. Alright, from here, switch side. Make sure it's relaxed. Pushing it all the way around, 360 degrees. Again, about 5 reps each way. You can do a slower 3 reps if you'd like. You could even just do 1. Or even if you're just moving it side to side or up and down, that's fine too. Just pushing that around in a full circle. If there is clicking or if there is pain, that's something you want to be aware of. You check with your doctor if there is pain or clicking. Or also talk with a FRC mobility specialist. Alright, that is it for the full body morning mobility routine. I hope you enjoyed it, and give your guy a shout out whenever you can. Alright, thanks a lot. See ya.